Making your first $10,000 serves as a critical proof of concept. It confirms that income generation is a learned skill rather than a stroke of luck. Once you hit that number, you know exactly how to do it again. But if you go online right now looking for a way to start, you're hit with a wall of noise. Influencers heavily promote crypto and day trading as the fastest paths for students to build wealth. This 3D scatter plot maps side hustles by upfront cash and luck. Most students lack the massive cash reserves needed for hyped-up methods. Look at the top right. Crypto and day trading require huge initial investments and rely on uncontrollable market swings. When you have limited capital, these methods mathematically favor ruin. This isn't building a scalable business. It's gambling with money you can't afford to lose. If we take high-capital gambling off the table, we're left with a question. What actually puts cash in your pocket while you're balancing the rigid hours of a full-time class schedule? Finding the right vehicle for that first $10,000 requires evaluating your options through a strict lens, looking at the actual input costs against the probability of success. Let's start with the traditional route, exchanging your time for local services. This means walking dogs, mowing lawns, or washing cars in your neighborhood. The inputs here are high. You're paying for cleaning supplies or lawn equipment, plus you're factoring in the travel time to reach clients and the raw physical labor to do the work. On the plus side, this model provides immediate, tangible cash. There's no startup complexity, you deliver the service, and you get paid. This matrix compares business models. The primary trade-off of the local route is geography and time. Look at local services and local products. Since you can only be in one place, your schedule flexibility bottoms out the moment classes get demanding. You eventually run out of hours in the day. Reaching a consistent $10,000 a month washing cars requires a full-time commitment. As a student, the math only works if you stop going to class. Local jobs are useful for quick pocket money, but they fail as a vehicle for wealth because they chain your income to your physical availability. That physical limit leads many students toward a digital alternative, selling physical products through dropshipping or starting a clothing brand. This gives you access to a massive worldwide consumer base. You aren't limited to your town. Anyone with an internet connection can buy from you. But the required input is capital heavy. You need cash for paid ads to reach that audience, and it typically takes 1 to 3 months to see any actual profit. This circular flowchart represents the restocking cycle. E-commerce profit margins sit around 20 to 30%. That money must be reinvested into new inventory. As the business grows, your inventory pile gets larger, but the cash in your pocket stays at zero. Selling physical products online creates the appearance of a massive business, but it often leaves the owner functionally broke because their capital is eternally trapped in inventory. To find a model that removes physical inventory and geographic limits, we look at B2B online services, specialized tasks like video editing, lead generation, or running digital ads. The input advantage here is that there are virtually no startup costs. You fulfill the work from a laptop using AI to increase your efficiency. Look at the matrix again. Because you're selling digital solutions, your profit margins sit between 70 and 100%. The work is also asynchronous, letting you work whenever it fits around your classes. The lever for hitting $10,000 quickly in this model is ROI pricing, billing based on value rather than an hourly rate. This requires shifting your pitch. You are no longer selling the time you spend working. You are selling the tangible revenue your work generates for the business. Businesses measure expenses by return on investment. If your service helps them bring in more customers, they will confidently pay $1,500 or more per month for a single service that delivers results. B2B services solve the student dilemma. They offer scale and high margins without the cash flow traps inherent in selling physical goods. While the math for this model is superior, it is psychologically demanding. We need to look at who is equipped to execute this path. This decision tree shows the path for students with zero cash who need flexible hours. B2B AI services are the logical choice to reach $10,000 safely. Ignoring these constraints to chase high-variance hype creates a situation mathematically favoring ruin. This model requires a self-starting individual who manages professional, clear communication with business owners without external supervision. Reliability is where most freelancers fail. They promise delivery, miss deadlines, and then ghost their clients because they are unorganized. Retaining high-paying corporate clients requires strict reliability and consistent CRM organization. Once you secure your first consistent $10,000 in the bank, you face a new decision.
Your instinct will be to hoard that cash in a standard savings account because it feels safe to see the balance sitting there. While it feels safe, that money is actively losing its purchasing power every year to inflation. This graph compares two paths. Uninvested cash loses value over time. The upward curve shows income deployed into assets, like the S&P 500.
By investing in the broader market, capital compounds over decades, growing into a massive sum without daily effort. This strategy requires delayed gratification. You have to resist the urge to spend your new income on immediate upgrades like cars or designer clothes. Generating that initial capital is the starting point. Financial independence arrives when you transform that active income into passive, compounding wealth.